Hello everybody and welcome. Today we have the qualifying session for the Turkish Grand Prix of Formula 1. And from the next weekend we're going to have the Formula Renault. Okay, anyways, I think you can start with the qualifying. And it should be sunny, warm, hot weather at Turkey, and let's start. Okay, let's begin. And of course we're starting with Q1. "22 cars, 18 minutes. In the first car to leave the garage it's going to be Daniel Fraser from Ferrari. Who had some bad luck at China. The problem with the pit stop that has cost him the podium. The next one is Lionel Messi, also a disaster for him at China. Almost scored some points for the Lotus, but unluckily it's not an engine failure. It would happen. But sadly it's only a retirement for the Lotus driver. The next one is Daniel. Who also has not finished and was classified on P13, which German scored P4 in China. He was not shown that much, but still a decent result for him and the team. Actually, what's about the sound balance? I don't know. Probably I should make it a bit I think I'll make the game less loud. Okay, like this. Okay, the next one is Alexander Arnold from Williams. talking about his race at China, he has also retired. Victor Aitken, well, he's got P9 ahead of two Force Indias of Jafar Blackwood on P10 and Rosetta Martinez on P11. Only 11 drivers have finished the race. Jake Talsley, not classified P20. Berta Kieslin, also not classified P17. Yuri Gabriel, his first win in Formula 1 career for him was at China. He was fighting with his teammate Aditya Bagus, who had one piece of strategy. The strategy was working until the final 10 laps. It was a fantastic battle. Also, he was trying to defend from Max Mittler, but it was only P3 for him. Samit Ozkan still no points for him. Even his teammate Victor Aitken has scored 2 points. Adam Hidayat, a good result. He was on P8 for the whole race. And at the moment he was on P7, but sadly a collision with Beethoven forced him to retire. And yes, Colin Chapman, a lot of points for HRT at China. If at Malaysia it was P5, P6, this time it was P7, P8. Emil Nielsen P7, Colin Chapman P8. Aditya Bagus, we already discussed his race at China. Good one-stop strategy, but only P3. He was defending really good, but it was not enough to keep P1 or even P2. And it's the driver who has caused a collision with Adam Hidayat. He's on P4, Beethoven, McLaren. And that's all for now. We have Gabriel leading the session with Fraser second and Aditya Bagus on P3. And we have Messi on P9 ahead of Armin and Ozgan. That's a good performance by the Lotus driver. And again some traffic on the pit lane. Oh, that's really dangerous by Arnold, stopping the car right on the right here, and yeah. And that's not the best place to stop the car, on the pit lane. Oh, and we also have sorry, it's a bug. It's not Bagus. It's not Bagus. Yeah, it's a bug again. Sorry. It happens sometimes. Yeah, now it's better. And we have Jafari Blackwood on the track right now. Also Fernando Dos is coming out of pits. And the same Justin Andreoli and Tabovic. A disaster for the McLaren driver, only a couple of points after 3 rounds of the season. He only 4 points, while his teammate has got 8. And all the points were scored at China. Then we have Lionel Messi, Emil Nielsen, Rosetta Martinez, and Rosetta has not scored any points at China. Next one is Erika Hanebusa, who still keeps the lead in the championship, but after the crash at Shanghai, her lead is now just 3 points ahead of Aditya Bagos. And also talking about the standings, we have Jafari Blackwood on P3, with Charmin also on track as Max Mittler is finished on 2nd at China, Victor Aitken, and here comes Jafari on his flying lap. Losing 1.2 seconds after the first sector. Now complete the middle sector, and there is also Dane Fraser behind him. So Daniel's lap might be ruined, as he's getting closer to Jafari. And okay, let's see Jafari. The final couple of corners, and down the final corner comes Jafari Blackwood, and he's going to set the 13th fastest lap, only P13, and looks like it's again not the best qualifying pace for the Force India drivers. We have Fernando Tost here, P6 on Williams. Well done, Abobovic. With not the best start of the season, it's going to be P1 for the Russian, P16 for Santino Andreoli. Lionel Messi, who is already on P11, not improving. Emil Nielsen, P8. What a fantastic pace by HRT driver, already on P8, while his teammate is on P20. Colin Chapman losing almost 4 seconds. Erika Hanebusa, P11, not bad. The next one is Vucci Charmin, who is now on P14. And let's see which result he's going to show us in Q1. He's at risk at the moment, P11. Okay, here comes Max Mittler. He has not shown any lap time yet, P5. And we have Aitken on P9. And Daniel Fraser not improving, staying on P3. Also Samitowski P10. Good lap by the Turkish driver. He's racing at home. Hidayat only P18 is not enough to make it into top 16. At the moment, Apovic is entering the pits, and looks like is it over? Yes, it is. And we have Samitowski showing a good results, ahead of his home crowd. He's on P10 at the moment and has big chances to make it into the second qualifying stage. And Adam Hidaya certainly has to improve to make it into Q2. We have 5 minutes left, and I think it's enough to improve the lap time and to make it into the next qualifying stage. He has made 2 flying laps already. And looks like we could have McLaren turn out of the pits. Is it Abovic or Oven? It's Abovic, who is already on P1 and he's 100% going to make it into Q2. We also have Daniel. Looks like we forgot about him. He's all the way down on P12, not the fastest lap. 2.3 seconds down on Abovic's lap time. Fernando Tost. The opposite, he is on P8, a good result for Williams. Aditya Bagos P4. And Rosetta Martinez, what a disaster for Force India in qualifying once again. Both cars are outside the top 16 at the moment. Okay, let's remember the qualifying pace of Force India throughout the whole season. Australia, we have Blackwood in Q2, Martins in Q2. Then we have Malaysia, Martinez Q1, and Blackwood Q3. And then China. What's happened here? Martinez again Q1, Blackwood P11 Q2. Okay, then we have Yuri Gabriel, the Chinese Grand Prix winner, Jafaria Blackwood, Erika Hanebusa, Satin Andreoli, again a disaster for Lotus, only P20, Alexander Arnold,
2 minutes remaining.
at risk, he's now on P16 and he's on his flying lap. He's not improving in the first sector. Came through the middle sector, and now is there going to be an improvement? And we have 3 drivers outside of top 16 about to start a flying lap. Arnold not improving, almost 4 tenths down on his personal best. And now the final couple of corners for Arnold. Is it going to be a Q2 for him or not? Is it? Down the main straight comes Arnold, and his result is going to be 1:35.3, and he's not improving, he's still at risk. Emil Nielsen starting his flying lap, P11, fantastic result for HRT. Tilsley not improving, stays on P13. The next one is Berta Kieslin on P7. I think it's going to be an improvement, and he's up into P4. fantastic abolition of improvement on his personal best. And let's take a look at Daravis Daniel, who's on P12 and looks like it's a yellow flag, and it was caused by Emil Nielsen. And I think it's going to be the red flag and the session over. Which kind of problem it was? Are we going to have both Force India outside top 16? And no, he just ran wide, and I don't think it's going to be a red flag actually. I thought it's some kind of issue. Is he going to continue or crash into the wall? Is he going to continue crash into the wall? No, he's going to continue. No red flag. Toss not approving, Bugs not approving. Rosetta Martinez still has a chance to make it into Q2 for the first time since a very long time for the Filipina. Here comes Martinez crossing the line, improving on the middle sector. What about now? No, only P18. Only P18, Yuri Gabriel on P2. Jeffrey Blackwood, a chance for Force India, at least one car. P9. And Jeffrey Blackwood makes it into Q2. Erica at risk at P16. And now Sachin Andreoli, who's now on P21. Who? Hanebusa or Andreoli? Hanebusa or Andreoli, P15. Sachin Andreoli beats Hanebusa's time, and he's going to be on P15. Well, Erica Liban Hanebusa on P17, not making it into Q2. Max Mitter, who is now on P7, crossing the line. And we have, looks like the solo in the battle for, the battle is over. We have Emil Nielsen finishing his lap, but of course after his spin almost crashing into the wall. It's 20 seconds slower, of course, and yes, it's Q1 over. We have Erica Hanebusa not making it into Q2, the championship leader on P17, then Arnold P18, and look at that, just 1,000th of a second between Erica and Arnold. Also, we have 16,000ths of a second between Armin and Erica Hanebusa. Look how close the battle is. Okay, the next one is Messi, no Lotus in Q2. P20 once again Rosetta Martinez, P21 Hidayat, and P22 Colin Chapman. Unlike his teammate, he's getting eliminated from Q1, but taking a look at his teammate, he's on P13, Emil Nielsen, 2.2 seconds slower than Abolish. See you in a couple of minutes for the Q2. Okay, we're back and ready to continue with Q2. Only 16 cars and 10 of them making their way into Q3. 15 minutes and looks like we are ready to start. Yeah, let's begin. I'm sorry, it's Q2, not Q1. Just forgot to change the graphics. Okay, we have Jafar Blackwood leaving the pit lane. Then we have Euro Gabriel and DJ Bagus, teammates at Red Bull. Abovich from McLaren. There was Daniel Mercedes, Talsley Zauber, Samer Toscan, Racing Home, Toro Rosso, Fernando Tost Williams, Berta Kiesley Mercedes, and Dane Fraser driving for Ferrari. Who's going to be the next one? And it's going to be Vucci Charmin driving for Renault. Or Lotus, whatever you call it. Another Toro Rosso, it's Victor Aitken. McLaren of Beethoven is the last one to leave the garage. Also, another reminder that from the next weekend we're starting Formula Renault. We still need 6 drivers to complete the lineups. You can sign up by the video tower in our YouTube channel, and also by the Discord in our Discord server. The link is in the description. Also, once again, we need some commentators to commentate the races like Formula 1, Formula Renault. So if you want to commentate, just contact us on Discord. Okay, we have Jafar Blackwood completing the middle sector, and it's 3.4995. Actually, for me, Turkey is one of the best tracks in my opinion, because it has a lot of crash drama and so on. Anyways, Gabriel P1, Bagus P2, Abovich is going to be on P3, then Daniel P2, Tilsley, and it's P6, the slowest so far. Semi-Toscan a bit faster than Tilsley on P7, guessing P4. Fraser, an interesting battle on the track. And yes, of course, Daniel was held up by the Williams driver, Fernando Tost. Trying to overtake him, usually when he was trying to overtake, it did not work, and in one moment he just ran wide only because Fernando Tost was braking very early, too early at this corner, and it's only P9 for the Ferrari driver, Daniel Fraser, P9, which is charming. Completing his lap at the moment, and it's going to be 133.8 P7 baked oven. Actually, Victor Aitken is on P10, oven P2. Aitken is outside the top 10, and we have Victor Aitken, Daniel Fraser, and Fernando Tost at risk of not making it into Q3. We still have 10 minutes left, so Fraser still has a chance to improve, as his laps got ruined by Fernando Tost. Actually, talking about the Formula Renault, we are going to have 2 races each weekend, like in the real Formula Renault. I mean the 2011 one. A bit of traffic on the pit lane. Talking about the Formula Renault weekend, yeah, 2 races, 2 qualifying sessions. Qualifying session 1 is going to decide the race 1 starting positions, and the same about the second qualifying session is going to decide the grid positions for race 2. More details upcoming, and if you're interested, again, just sign up. Even if you are in Formula 1, just using a different driver name. Eight minutes left already. Looks like we have Santino Andreoli, the first one to leave the pit lane. The French driver. Talking about his performance in first 3 races, it's only 1 point at Malaysia, which was caused by penalty for Semi-Toscan, and instead of P11 he's got P10, 1 point, and meanwhile his teammate has 20 points, he's on P7, a good position in the standings. And about the Constructors' Championship, we have Renault on P6, 21 points. Okay, we also have Aditya Bagus, Semi-Toscan, and Emil Nielsen. Actually, talking about HRT, after Malaysia, HRT was on P4, and after China HRT is now moving down to P5. 8 points ahead of Renault and 11 points behind Ferrari. Dane Fraser, Yuri Gabriel, Abobovic, Fernando Tost, Max Mittler, Berta Kieslin, Jarabas Daniel, Jafari Blackwood, Jake Talsley, and Aditya Bagos is also about to start his flying lap, but now let's focus on Santina. After the first sector, it's going to be uh, 33.3. Surely not the best results, as he can do better. And the next one is Aditya Bagos, who is now on P4, 2 tenths down after sector 1. Samit Oskan, the same, no improvement. Emil Nielsen, 1.5 slower than Gabriel. Fraser actually improves by 1 second on his personal best lap, which was ruined by the Williams, as we already know. Yuri Gabriel not improving on the fastest lap and the personal best at the same time. Abovic not improving. Tost improves. Max Mittler losing just 4 tenths of a second after sector 1. Kesley not improving, Daniel not improving, Blackwood improving by almost 2 tenths of a second. Okay. Actually, Andrea moves up into P13. Aditya Bagos is staying on P4. Samet Oskan looks like also no improvement for the Turkish driver, and he's still on P9. Emil Nielsen P15. Dane Fraser, and it's going to be improvement from P12 to P7. Still not enough to feel himself in safety. Yuri Gabriel no improvement, Abovic P3. Fernando Tost on P13, already P14, as he's got overtaken by Max Mittler, who's now on P7. Kesley no improvement, Daniel no improvement. Jafari Blackwood looks like also no improvement for the Force India driver, yeah. And looks like the last one is Jake Talsley, and it's going to be no improvement as he stays on P12. We have 3 minutes left. I think it's enough to improve, but I'm not sure actually. There is still 1 minute 30 seconds to come out from the pit lane and start the lap, but I don't think it's going to happen. Well, let's see. Santian Rivoli in the pits on P15 for the Renault driver, P16 Emil Nielsen on HRT, Williams of Tost on P14, Victor Aitken P13, P12 Talsley, and P11 Samet Oskan. And here is the Turkish driver on P11, really close to make it into Q3, but P11 is also a good result on the starting grid tomorrow. And yeah, I think nobody is going to get out from the pit lane, and we have what's that? Okay, what's that? What was that actually by Max Mittler? Let's take a look at his own board behind Tost. Probably he's got not enough space, and here also collision with Berta Kieslin, and he just decides to run into Santian Revli then. teleport, flashback, I don't know, into the Mercedes pit lane and now into the Ferrari pit lane. Sorry, pit box, yeah. Okay, I think it's actually not pit box, it's a garage, yeah, my fault. And yes, it's a qualifying session number 2 over. We have Oscar Tilsley, Aitken, Tost, Andrea Lane Nielsen out. And yes, see you in a couple of minutes again, as we're going to start Q3. See you later. Okay, we are ready to start the Q3. And of course, you can leave your predictions about who will get the pole position in the chat. And let's continue. It's time for the Q3. And yes, now it's Q3, not Q1. Okay, we have Abovich, Fraser, Daniel, his teammate Kathleen, leaving the pit lane. It's going to be the next one, is going to be Max Mittler. Then it's going to be Yuri Gabriel, Aditya Bagus, Beethoven, Santino Andreoli, sorry, Wood Sharman, Jafari Blackwood, and yes, that's all. So who's going to get the pole position? We'll see. Let's take a look at Avovich's on board. And he's about to start his flying lap. First of the line. And starts the lap. .5. Fraser 1/10 faster, Turbos Daniel, and Berta Gisli is the fastest at the moment. Max Mittler is going to be a bit slower, as the fastest time right now is 32.1. Yuri Gabriel slower, Bagus slower, Owen 32.5. Sharman 33.1, almost 0.2, Jafar Black 33.4. Bobovich is now about to complete his lap. I'm not sure if he's going to be on P1, but anyways, down the main straight comes the Russian McLaren driver, and it's going to be 132.3 by Bobovich. Fraser faster by 39 thousandths of a second. Daniel P4, Kathleen P3, Max Mittler is the next one. We have Ferrari driver Fraser leading at the moment. And what about Max Mittler? What about Max Mittler P3, a bit slower than Bobovich? Yuri Gabriel, and it's going to be Gabriel P6 and Bagus P1 by just 7 thousandths of a second. Probably it was helped by his teammate Yuri Gabriel because of the slipstream, and 7 thousandths of a second is the gap between P1 and P2 between Bagus and Fraser, Beethoven on P7, which is Sharman P9, and Jafari Blackwood on P10 at the moment. less than half of the hundredth of a second between Bagus and Abovic, between the top 3 drivers. Yeah, and that's really close. But we have Daniel improving on the middle sector, but it's already the cool down lap, and everybody is going to enter the pits. Actually, while nothing is happening at the moment, let's talk about the calendar for the Formula Renault. So the first race weekend is going to be at Assen, as we know, the same race weekend as Barcelona. Then Monaco Formula 1 Grand Prix, then Hockenheim. It's going to be Hockenheim Grand Prix at Formula 1 and Formula Renault. So Formula Renault is going to be a support series for the entire for Formula 1, then we have Silverstone, no Formula Renault, and then again Formula Renault is working as the support series at Nürburgring. Then Hungarian, no Formula Renault, we have Dane Fraser coming out from the garage. Then Spa-Francorchamps again as the feeder series. Then we're going to have a weekend at Zandvoort at Formula Renault, while no Formula 1 is happening. Then another weekend with Formula Renault as the support series at Monza. Then 2 weekends break for Formula Renault as there are Singapore and Yongan, and to the same weekend as the Indian Grand Prix of Formula 1. We're going to have a race at Brno, and the next weekend we're going to have Yas Marina at Formula 1 and Paul Ricard at Formula Renault as the grand finale of the Formula Renault Championship. That's it, and the next race is going to be at Interlagos in the Formula 1 season finale. You have Fraser, Abobovic, Kieslin, Daniel, Gabriel, Bagus, Blackwood, Smitler, and Owen. And also Vucic Armin. Actually, what's about Daniel Fraser? Is he going to get some traffic again, as it happened in Q2 already? Is there going to be traffic for him? And looks like no traffic, luckily, for the Ferrari driver, but he may cause some problems for Vucic Armin. Anyways, let's take a look at Fraser's lap. Came through the sector 1, and it's going to be 32.8, half of the second slower. Abovic is improving on his personal best. Kieslin half of the second slower. Anyways, what about Dane Fraser? he comes down the middle sector. It's going to be 1 minute 2 seconds point 5. Of course, he's not improving. What about Abovich? Even no improvement on his personal best. Berta Kieslin, not the fastest time by him. Travis Daniels improving on sector 1, and here comes Daniel Fraser. That's the final corner, and it's going to be no improvement for Daniel, and he stays on the second position. Meanwhile, Wood Sherman starting his flying lap, while Aborish is completing it, and no improvement for him and Berta Kiesin. Their personal bests. Travis Daniel also an improvement at the middle sector, and actually he was faster than Bagus in sector 1, but not in sector 2, where he's lost 2/10 of a second. The Mercedes driver came down the final corner, down the main straight, and there's going to be 132.4, only P4 for Travis Daniel.
Well done.
Yuri Gabriel, the Red Bull driver, and if there's going to be an improvement, he's now only P8 improvement. Yes, a higher position, no. Bagus is not improving on his personal best. Jeffrey Blackwood looks like also no improvement, and he stays on P10. Max Smittler. Looks like these are the final laps actually. Max Smittler, no improvement. And looks like the only one who is going to finish the lap is Beethoven and Vucic Armin. So is Bate going to take the pole? I think no. And no pole position for Owen. Only Vucic Armin is on the final lap at the moment, and he's now about to complete it. And looks like also no improvement for Vucic. 134.3, half of a second slower than his personal best. 3 minutes left in this session. Who's going to get the pole position? I think it's going to be Aditya Bagus, as it's not quite enough time to get out from the garage and start the lap. Already 1 minute left. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, 40 seconds. And looks like the pole is going to be remain to Aditya Bagus.
2 minutes remaining.
So, congratulations, I guess. Is there enough time? I think no, 20 seconds. Is anything going to happen? Abovich is getting prepared, but is there going to be enough time? The answer is no. Not enough time, and it's Aditya Bagus on pole position for the Turkish Grand Prix. And we have Dane Fraser just 7,000th of a second slower than Aditya, and Abovich just 400ths of a second slower than Bagus. So the top 3 is in 500ths of a second. Then Travis Daniel P4, Max Smittler P5, Berta Kieslin P6, Beethoven P7, Yuri Gabriel only P8 after his debut win at Shanghai, P9 for Vucic Armin, and P10 for Jeffrey Blackwood. And that's the result for the Turkish Grand Prix qualifying session. Looks like, yeah, Abushin is not going to make it in time, but okay, let's see. Lewis will also have Kieslin on track, but 100% he's not going to start the lap, in my opinion. And here comes Abovic. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, and the answer is no. Abovic remains on pole, Fraser second, and Abovic P3. He's going to cross the line, but it's going to be useless, and he's going to enter the pits again. Yeah, that's all. Again, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow for the Turkish Grand Prix.